We specialize in providing a listening audience with a unique blend of conversation, music, and most importantly, enjoyment. All right. Welcome back to the Dr. Brice Show. It's been a while since we've done one of these, I'll be honest with you. This is the first show that we've done this year. Just trying to, kind of reset and get through 2020. 2020 went out of here with a bang. So, we just now reset, we recharge. And as I say, Ali Boombaye, we are back. So, I'm here with my man, Marcus Lee. What's up, brother? How are you, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for having me. Let me get all set up.
Oh, it's all good. Take your time, brother. Take your time, man. Good to see you. Good to be in your presence. Good to, last time I know we talked about it earlier, but I was pondering on it earlier. I was like, yo, listen, last time we sat and talked and we had just kind of met. And we wound up just talking and building and, kind of just talking for like an hour. It was cold as I don't know what out there, but we was building, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely, and I appreciate good conversation,
Absolutely.
That cold, honestly, I forgot how cold it was,
right.
But I remember, the context of it,
yes.
that conversation that we
yes.
had,
yes.
it was powerful, and
Absolutely.
I'm thankful for even having an opportunity to meet you, and even that conversation that we had.
Sure, absolutely. So like today, it's Sunday, it's a beautiful day, the snow is melting. So we wanted to kind of, just kind of bring, some powerful conversation. It's all about enrichment. Like we do sports, here at Fort Worth, we do sports, we do music and stuff like that. But we got to have like Sunday conversation and other conversations on how we can kind of empower and enrich people and enrich our community. So that's kind of what we're about. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor, like I said, to be in your presence. But listen, let's get started. Tell us about you. I want to know a little bit about you. Because when we were talking, we kind of were just like, we were conducting a business transaction, a legal business transaction. Let's talk about it. So my man, he's a Renaissance man. He does a lot of different things. He was making T-shirts for Four Walls. He made this, if I'm not mistaken, I might even have it on here. Yeah. Four Walls production shirt.
No, you layered that thing. I think look, you got the hoodie.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The hoodie, the shirt, jacket.
That's right. So, he was making some, T-shirts, and he did a great job with it. And, we were meeting up, with the boxes and whatever. And, so we started talking from there. But we didn't really get into, like, who you are and what you're about and whatever. But just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I go by Mark Lee. My mom named me Marcus, so whatever you feel comfortable with calling me. Like, my main thing is just trying to figure it out. Like, I consider myself a professional risk taker, you know what I'm saying? So I try things, I'm not scared of failing. I'm not scared of what's next. I'm not scared of what's on the other side of the door, because I've been priding myself on, not living with regret and not, always wondering, well, what if I would have did this? What would my life been like if I would have attempted this? So I just go after it, so 30 years old, birthday December, so just
December what, if you don't mind me, not to cut you.
December 10th, Sagittarius.
Yo, so listen, did you get robbed at Christmas time when it came time for the presents? No, like.
Look, yeah. So honestly, I think I kind of got best of both worlds. Like my mom did a great job kind of concealing, like the struggle from us, So she kind of, I take my hat off to her. So she made sure I got what I wanted for my birthday. She made sure I got what I wanted for Christmas. But at a certain age, she definitely put a stop to it. It was
Absolutely.
like, look, it's getting way too expensive.
Let's combine it. And, it's funny, not to cut you, but when I was a kid, it's like you heard these, I went to school with some cats that their birthday was like either Christmas Eve or Christmas or close. Right. Like, you'd be jealous. You'd be like, oh man, yo, how you get the birthday close to this? But as I got older, I was like, yo, you know what? Because like if like my daughter's, one of my youngest daughter, her birthday's in January.
Right.
So, like, it's just a natural thing to be like, you know what, man, don't buy all these things right now.
Right,
maybe I just save them. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's cool. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. Yeah, so, like, like I said, my mom did an awesome job at, like, really concealing. Like, we really didn't see the struggle. Like, I was aware that we didn't have everything that we wanted, that, it was more to life. And that's honestly what motivated me and got me started to say, hey, let me figure this out. Like I always knew that I wanted to do business transact. I wanted to own my own business, but more than anything, I always just wanted to create. You know?
And you said you always knew. Like, what age did that start? Because I mean, you're familiar. I'm a guidance counselor, right? And a lot of the kids, they come into my office and they don't really know what they want to do, right? So I'll say, hey, listen, what did you want to do when you were like 7? What did you want to do when you were like 6? Because I think you got to kind of extrapolate those dreams to then start to see how they can kind of go into fruition. So when did it start for you?
Yeah, so me basically like trying to like really draw back. Like I remember being like 10 or 11 years old, and I think that's like maybe 5th grade, 6th grade, and the first thing that I did, it was kind of bold. It was like we were using Microsoft clip art. So I took the clip art, and I remember like all of like the little Pop Warner like football and basketball, like all the players that played.
Sure.
So I would, only like I said, 10 or 11 years old, I sat there and would take all their stats and combine it into like a clip art magazine, and kind of made my own magazine. So like before I really knew what business was, I knew that I wanted to create stuff. So all I constantly did was push the boundaries. Like, look, we don't have this, let me create it.
Right.
We don't got this, let me try to figure it out. So like I remember even too, like my brother would be playing a video game for hours at a time. So when I got a chance to sit back and play the video game, I would be creating an entire team from scratch. So that was like kind of showing like early on like my organization skills, like how I wanted to build a team from scratch and how I wanted to create. And I think that all kind of reflected into like how much I love business and why that's all I worried about doing, 24/7 is like, how can I figure out the next opportunity? How can I go on to this business venture? How can I be successful in this industry, So it all kind of started with, like the small things of like, instead of just playing, I wanted to be the coach, instead of waiting for somebody to create something, I would create it myself.
Right.
So like,
so you were kind of like, you always were what I call a forward thinker.
Right.
So you and I often speak about that now. And I say, listen, you know what? Listen, it's okay. I don't always have to be in a position of leadership because I'm a leader anywhere I go. So if I sit down at the table, I'm a follow, but I'm gonna eat too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna sit and think about, okay, yeah, I'm listening. But at the same time I'm listening, I'm pondering like, all right, how I'm gonna eat and try to, see how I can do my thing and do what I need to do. So that you say that kind of started with you when you were like younger.
Yeah, like I would say like 10 or 11 years old. Like I really realized like, look, I want to do things totally different than what the norm is. Like I grew up in an era with like MTV Cribs and How I'm Living and stuff like that. So I was seeing all of these people, whether it was Lil Bow Wow, Little Romeo, having all of like the best things like to offer, and I'm like, why should I not have that?
Right.
So versus me, finding envy or sitting back like, canceling it out, saying, oh, I'll never get that, I'll never reach this level. I just tried to figure it out, like.
Now that's an interesting thing. So now you're one of how many siblings?
So my mom has 3 boys. I'm the oldest, and my dad has a son as well. So I say by default, like I actually, it took me a long time to, like be proud to say, but like I'm a mama's boy by default. You know what I'm saying? Because daddy wasn't there like that.
It's all good.
So. But at the end of the day, like I know that I gotta lead by example. You know what I'm saying? Being the oldest of 4 brothers.
Well, I wanna take a moment and just to shout out your moms though, and I'm gonna give her a round of applause. And the reason why I'm doing that is because listen, honestly, we call her Mama Lee.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, Mama Lee, listen, Mama Lee, listen. Mama Lee, you've done a great job raising your son. I'm gonna tell you why, because you got a mindset. And everybody don't have that. And I'm understand that the older I get, I understand that more and more that how fortunate you are from your parents.
Right.
Either fortunate or not so fortunate.
For sure.
Because you follow what you saw. You follow what's been taught to you. So the fact that you never kind of delved into that realm, which is kind of what I don't understand how people are envious and jealous of people. To me, I'm like, if I see somebody that has more than me, I'm not jealous of you. I'm not envious of you.
I wanna
If
hang with
anything, I'm inspired.
I want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm inspired. I want to know. Okay, okay, wow, you doing this? Wow, yo, how'd you do that?
Right.
This and that. So that's your mindset. So the fact that you have that mindset, it tells me that your mama or somebody in your family had that mindset. So kudos to that. So okay, so you're the oldest brother, and so you how was your school years? I mean, were you like a little entrepreneur in school? Like, was you hustling like little quarter waters and sodas and selling candies and snacks and stuff, or like what was you doing?
Right, so in school, honestly, I was the one that was testing the boundaries. You know, like I think it was 2001, 2002.
Okay.
They first implemented uniforms into the school system.
Wait. I know. Wait. Now you are a graduate of Pennsgrove High School.
Yeah.
Now, are you telling me that the Pennsgrove High School had uniforms at one time?
No, not the high school. This was when they implemented the whole entire dress code system. And so I think it started, in the elementary schools, and it went to the middle schools and everything.
Okay.
But high school was the exception. But, So I think around 2002, I was in maybe 4th or 5th grade, and they implemented uniforms. So me, I was always testing the boundaries. I went the entire year not wearing uniforms, you know?
Wow.
So like I always been, not rebellious, but I always tried to stand for something. Like even though I felt like it was nothing really to stand for, it was just a uniform system, but I was just like, hey, I don't want to wear the uniform. So I always kind of like pushed the boundary, did things a little bit different, still maintained, the respect. I never really felt like I disrespected any of the teachers, but I like deep down, I really enjoyed like every moment of school. Like I remember being a young astronaut. That's where I get the Elon Musk ambitions from. I've been gifted and talented, honors classes.
So your grades were good. You were a good student.
So my grades was good, and now, like I said, I'm 100% transparent with myself. Grades was good, school was fun, honors classes, but at a certain point, I started to get distracted. Like I would say, like everybody else, and that's really not knowing what's most important. So later years in my life, like now I'm in high school, I'm worried about the girls. I'm worried about fitting in, how cool I can be, how fly I can get. So I started to just wanted to be done with school, So I stopped taking it as serious, knowing that, hey, I need everything that this school is teaching me just so I can become, a better person, business person, entrepreneur.
Now, did you know that, not to cut you, did you know that at the time, or you had to kind of like travel through life a little bit in order to now understand that, you know what, I probably should have X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z.
And see, look, I honestly do that like every night. Every night I look back and I keep a list of everything that I don't use the word quit, but I transition from. So everything that I made a transition from, I keep a list of it. And I pretty much go back to it daily and I say, hey, if I would have did this, it would have
XYZ
helped me out like this. So, but not really trying to live in like a regret realm, but knowing that all of these things in life is just a journey pretty much. It's set up to, put us on the right track. So I honestly just kind of figured out like, yo, maybe I should have paid attention more because I'll be, a better speaker or whatever I'm not, so good at, but
see that, and that's the thing, and that's why we gave shout out to Mama Lee, right? So it's not like you are doing this, and so many people, and I'm sure people that that if they don't go forward in life or they're not making it in life, it's
right. It's because of something.
Because of something. If you don't make it in life, it's because of you.
Right. You in control.
You're in control of it. So that's cool. Okay, so then now senior year, you ready to come out. Did you go to college or you didn't go to college? What did you want to do? It was business, or did you want to go away to school, or?
So coming out of high school, I actually had an opportunity. Like my grades wasn't that bad. I went from being like an A student to being like a C, B student,
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? Not really failing classes or anything. Like I said, I respected my teachers. I enjoyed showing up to school every day just because of the people, so like, but mainly I had the opportunity to go to Clark Atlanta University. I actually visited there,
And was accepted?
Was accepted, everything. The whole nine, like everything was done. And actually, like, I want to say it was 3 people from my graduating class that went there. So we all was supposed to kind of go together.
Wow.
But at that time, like I just wasn't as bold. I was more timid than anything. I didn't want to. I honestly didn't know what it looked like leaving a small town,
Right.
And just being out there and venturing off. So,
right. So is it fair to say that you were afraid? Is that
definitely,
fair to say?
definitely.
Okay.
I can be honest with it.
Okay.
Definitely afraid of just not knowing. Not knowing what's
Right.
next or how to figure it out. But I
Right.
live by a motto today. Like if you can struggle where you at, you can struggle anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you can figure it out anywhere
Absolutely.
you at. So. And that was my main thing. It was just like I wanted to go to school, and I always made the promise to my mom, like, look, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna finish. So even from 2009 when I graduated up into 2021, I done enrolled in probably like 8 different colleges. You know what I'm saying? So each one of those universities I enrolled into, I think I got 3 credits from each one. So like I passed one class, and
good.
But I run with that knowledge, So I specialize in like business management, marketing.
Right.
I pass that class. I get caught up in whatever,
Right.
get that credit, and
Right.
and get out of there. But
that's funny, man. Because see, the thing about it is that, and you touched on it earlier, like it's a journey, like you said, right? So to me, what I've learned at my mile marker 44 is that everything is in process. It's all part of the process. So I live by a principle that the first shall be last, last shall be first, right? So some people, they start their race off and they fresh out the gate. They out with it.
Going, yeah.
Right, they going. You like, damn, he moving fast. I ain't moving like that, right? But then I realized that, sometimes those people, they run out the race real fast, but then by a certain mile marker, they start to like kind of break down a little bit, or whatever the case may be, or they find their stride. So I realized with myself was like, you know what? I'm coming out the gate slow, and I mean slow. Like the gun went off, it was time to start the race, and I just said, nah, I'll wait some years to do it. You know what I'm saying? But the most important thing is being able to find your stride. And that's what it sounds like you did. You found your stride. When you talk about you went to 10 schools, I'll be transparent too. I think I might have went to 10 too. Right. I didn't go back to school and got serious about a degree until I was 26. Right. Because, first of all, when I was 18 and I finished high school, I got a 720 on the SAT. And, you hear about everything. Like, imagine you just everybody around, they talking about they going here. We went to Clark Atlanta. That's why I'm like, yeah. On the college tour, Clark Atlanta was beautiful.
It was crazy.
So I mean, like, everybody going different places, but I don't have the score to go. Right. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to Nassau Community College, which is almost equivalent to Salem Community College, which is it's funny because community college now is being celebrated. Oh yeah. Where in my day we called it 13th grade, and it was embarrassing that you went there.
Now it's a starting point.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like I kept trying to find different things, man. So it's to see that you've gone through that same thing, but have you given up on that, or what?
So honestly, like I made that promise, to my mom, and I plan on finishing, like finding some type of degree, some type of. I know we talked. That was part of our conversation before. So but just kind of getting those credentials, just to kind of say I did it, pretty much.
Right.
So like, do I feel like it's a necessity in business in 2021? Maybe not,
Right.
But like, do I want to do it just for like, self-pride, just to kind of prove to my mother, like, hey, look, I did it. I told you I was going to finish. It might have took me 15 years to get a 4-year degree, but look, I got it done. But even, salute to her. She even went back. So that's more of the inspiration.
Go ahead, Mama Lee.
So she going to get a degree before me, so I got to hurry up,
That's cool. All right, so you didn't go to Clark Atlanta. Did you go to Salem, or you didn't do anything?
Yeah. No,
you did go to Salem.
I went right to Salem. I went right to Salem, because that was comfort.
Right.
That was, 2 miles away from the house. Sure. So, I went there. I tried that out, and like I said, I got the information. I'm a good student. I know, I enjoy learning.
Right.
So that's the process of. Not everybody likes school, but you don't gotta like school. You just gotta like learning. So that was my thing. Like, I enjoyed learning. Did I like sitting in the classroom for hours and hours? No, not really. But I did enjoy learning. So I went to Salem Community. I got a few credits from Salem. Pretty much all in like business. Okay. But from what I took from Salem was really start learning, you know, how business works, and now kind of tying my passion from years ago into like something concrete. And that was actually my first step. And my first business actually came like a few weeks, you know, after graduating.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So listen, we're gonna hear more about that. We're just gonna run right to a quick little commercial break or whatever, kind of get refreshed for a second, and we're gonna come right back and hear about that first business venture.
Right.
Now, how old were you, real quick? Let me just find out. How old were you?
This one I was like 18 and a half, about to turn 19.
18.5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So listen, we'll be right back. More from the Dr. Brice Show. We'll be right